Are you tired of having teammates get run over when the enemies push? Do you want to be the rock for your team on the defender side? What's going on, ProGuides family? It's your host Sergeant Frost, and today we'll be talking about the vital key differences between Cypher and Killjoy, and what you need to know when you decide which Sentinel you will be playing. We'll be talking about their strengths, weaknesses, and how they can be better utilized. Once mastered, you will be a menace to the enemy team, daring them to push into your site setups for easy wins. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please comment down below which agents you'd like to see compared next. For those of you who aren't constantly up to date with the state of the Valorant meta, there have been some substantial changes to all Sentinel agents over the last couple patches. We've seen both Cypher and Killjoy get hit with various changes over the span of many patches. In this video, we're going to highlight the pros, cons, and differences between the two, which will put you in a more informed position to pick the right agent given any circumstance. What is up, ProGuides family? I hope you're all winning your rank games and climbing the ladder to start episode 2. I just wanted to mention we're having a 15% off sale on our website ProGuides.com with the special code PGSPECIAL. Make sure to use it at checkout when you purchase anything on our website. Have fun grinding, and I will see you all soon. So let's start with the first question. Who holds off the push better? The answer to this question isn't as straightforward as it may seem. Depending on the map, they can both be equally as great at holding down areas or halting pushes from the enemy team. Instead of giving you a cop-out or a generalized answer, I'd like to highlight which one would better suit your playstyle, and in turn, give you a higher value when playing on the defender side. Remember, Sentinels are the agents that thrive the most in a more passive manner, so it's important to get your defensive game up to ensure maximum value out of both of them. First off, let's talk about Cypher. For those of you that want the ability to mix in some more aggression, he does have the slight edge over Killjoy. The reason this is the case is due to Killjoy's turret and alarm bot going inactive if you are too far away from them. This is a huge nerf for Killjoy and has largely relegated her to a more anchor style of play. On the other hand, Cypher is able to place his utility down wherever and still able to do whatever he likes wherever. This means Cypher can push, hold, or even completely rotate off his utility without too much concern. So, if you guys like having those type of options available to you more often, Cypher is a better pick for the most part. Now, let's refocus on the question at hand. Which Sentinel is actually better at holding pushes? Well, that is usually Killjoy, and that's because she is both a turret and an alarm bot. When both are used in combination, it helps to better spread out her utility on site. Her molly is also much more effective at halting enemies as they will do a lot of damage if you run through them. Unlike Cypher's tripwire, Killjoy's molly can be placed in very difficult spots that can't be easily shot out. Because Cypher has been a staple agent in the meta for so long, his tripwires are much more predictable. That doesn't mean they aren't good by any means, it just means he requires a lot more creativity to get value out of his trips on the defensive side of the map. On top of that, a well-timed and well-placed Killjoy ultimate will definitely halt aggression better than anything Cypher has in his disposal. Overall, those of you that just want to hold sites easier with less mind games involved, Killjoy is definitely the pick for you. Before we get into more specifics about these two agents, we have our exciting question of the day. What do you guys think about the addition of agent bans in the future? Personally, I think this is natural progression for the game and would eventually happen. In order for this game to continue to pump out new agents in the future, there would have to be some sort of way to ban out the ones that may be out of control. Looking at Riot's other title, League of Legends, this route seems very likely and has already been seen testing in the Asian region before. I'm definitely more excited for more agents and how this game will develop. Being a big fan of League of Legends, I think having an agent ban feature will only add to the layers of strategy that Valorant can offer. Do you guys agree with Riot doing something like this, or do you think it's a bad idea? Let us know in the comment section down below. So, for our next question, which one is better at aggression? I briefly mentioned how the nature of Cypher's utility allows for him to have more options in his playbook, right? With that said, I do want to touch up on this a little more. Specifically how Cypher is better overall on the attacker side if used properly. First, let's get the obvious exception out of the way, Killjoy's ultimate. There isn't anything in Cypher's kit that is quite as good as this at helping your team open up a site or space in general. However, I do believe Cypher's camera and cages are much better than Killjoy's base utility at making space on the attacker side. Let me show you some ways that you can use your utility to make space on the attacker side. I'll showcase this on Bind as I feel like it's one of his best maps. I'll show you how you can do this at B long, B hookah, A short, and A showers. Personally, I like to play around long and showers because covering that flank potential is usually more rewarding. On top of that, you can also deny or get orb fairly easily as Cypher if they don't have more than one person fighting you. Regardless of where you decide to play the round, there are great initial cameras that can help spot early aggression. And afterwards, you can use your cage to shut off crossfire potentials, or even save them to double cage onto site. If enough time has passed, your camera should also be back up if it initially wasn't shot, and you can use it to find more info or clear pesky spots. Do you want to use your cages aggressively? Well, you can always use them like smokes to block off areas. If you have a trip or a cage left, this can be a great time to cage, then put a trip down. Besides this, a general tip I can give you guys is to use his camera as more than just a tool for obtaining info. You can actually use Cypher's camera like a flash of some sort. Almost always, an enemy's first instinct is to shoot out the camera because they assume you will instantly go into the camera form. So if you know an enemy may be holding an angle that you want to peek, try placing the camera and then instantly swinging with it. You'd be surprised how many times you can catch people off guard with this technique. So, for our third question, which one should you pick based on the map? For the last portion of the video, we'll be talking about each map and which agent is better on said map. Some of these are fairly close calls, and most of the time, the one you're most comfortable with will be the best one regardless of the map. There won't be enough time to really deep dive into the specifics of each map for each agent, and if you're looking to do so, I recommend you check out our great coaches at ProGuides.com. On our website, you can chat our coaches up and see which one fits your goals and proceed from there. We have some of the best coaches out there that are dedicated to helping you improve at a faster rate. They can go over how to potentially set up your utility on defense, or showcase more aggressive ways to play Sentinels on each map. I highly suggest you guys give it a try. Starting off with Split, this humongous map can actually be great for both Sentinels. However, due to its size, Killjoy players really suffer to find value out of her kit the same way Cypher does. I will say she is still a great agent for the defensive side, but her ultimate struggles to find value due to Split's map design. Players will often easily run away from its radius and hold angles unlike on other maps. Lastly, her turret and alarm bot are much harder to use on the offensive side compared to other maps. You also can't cover both flanks with them like Cypher can. Additionally, I feel that Cypher's cages and trips are generally better on both sides for this map. On top of that, Split has always had some great camera positions that can really be pesky for the enemies to deal with. When you take into consideration how long the rotates can be, Cypher can often rotate early to help with teammates, but Killjoy has more trouble doing so. If she wants to rotate, her utility will deactivate, and any lurkers will have free reign to flank. Killjoy is by no means bad on this map, but I would have to give the slight edge to Cypher due to the size of this map, and how it's much harder for Killjoy to use her utility easily on the attack side of Split. Moving on to Ascent, this is the map where Killjoy really shines, and I believe it may be her strongest map overall. It is by far her best map in terms of ultimates because she can use them very well for taking site, and when she needs to retake sites on both sides of the map. On top of that, her utility is pretty solid on the offensive side. Her turret can be used to peek aggressively at B main or A main, and you can use her molly to get people out of pesky spots like Pizza or Catwalk Cubby. As a bonus, if you're able to control any of the extremities of the map where the ultimate orbs are, you can start farming Killjoy ultimate to help your team take or retake sites too. Cypher's ability to lurk across different areas of the map is greatly hindered on the attacker side, which is another reason that Killjoy takes the cake on this map. Moving on to Bind, I kinda already gave this one away earlier, but we're still gonna talk about it. In my mind, Cypher is the premier Sentinel on this map. One big reason why is that he has access to some great tripwires and cameras on both sides of the map. For example, it's fairly difficult for Killjoy to watch the flank with her turret or alarm bot on the offensive side without being close by. Cypher doesn't have to worry about this as he can set up his trips and play wherever. With Killjoy, in order for her to cover the flank completely, she has to position her turret where it can watch for the market and T-spawn flank. Look at how restrictive it is, as you really can't play anywhere if you want your turret to watch both flanks like this. Because of this, her flexibility is a lot smaller because she needs to play close to that turret. Cypher, however, doesn't have to deal with these problems, and it really allows for him to freely make plays and get into the enemy's head. For Icebox, Killjoy is the clear winner on this map, largely because it's not a great map for either Sentinel. Funny enough, the best Sentinel on this map is actually Sage. However, for the sake of this video, if you're going to be playing either Killjoy or Cypher, I believe Killjoy is better on Icebox. The main reason is primarily due to Cypher being pretty terrible on the attacking side. He can't actually cover every flank like he can on other maps with his 2 trips. This is because there are 5 potential openings to attack or spawn, so there is no possible way for him to cover all of them with just 2 tripwires. Enemies who don't want to flank will find an opening for the most part. With that said, if you do play Cypher on Icebox, using your trips to fully cover B or A flank is more ideal. With the verticality on this map as well, Cypher has trouble having high value tripwires on the defender side, as agents like Omen and Jet can find easy access around them. Killjoy isn't hurt too much by this map in general, but she does suffer from not being able to watch the flank like Cypher can. Her turret does have trouble doing the same, but Killjoy does make up for it with her ultimate. Moving on, Haven is the most toss-up map out of all of them. I can easily see either agent being extremely strong on this map, as both of their kits do function well and have purpose on this map. Cypher has access to a lot of his shenanigans here, and all of Killjoy's utility can find great value as well. For Haven, choose the agent that you feel you're the best at. If you like to lurk a lot, then go with Cypher. And if you're the type that likes to farm ultimate and allow your team to push easier all while anchoring a site, then Killjoy is the better choice. Overall, you really can't go wrong with either of them on this map. Cypher and Killjoy are both great agents that may be better depending on the map or the player's playstyle. However, regardless of which agent you intend to play, it's important to stay dynamic and change up how you play with them. Being predictable is one of the worst things you can do as a player in Valorant. Well, that's all we have for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification to stay updates on when our videos go live. If you want further help, feel free to check out our website ProGuides.com for the best on-demand coaching around. Our coaches are among the very best, and we hope you check them out if you enjoyed this video. They will help you with any of your individual Valorant needs, and they can bring your game up to the next level. If that's not your style, make sure you check out our Discord. We have a great community where you can chat, hang out, and possibly find new friends to play with. Make sure you all stay safe out there, and I will see you all again very soon.